got to start from the beginning. What made you want to take this journey? You obviously had a little bit of history with the show, knowing what happened because Dean is your brother, yes?
Yeah.
So, what made you say, not only do I want to take this journey, but I want to do it televised?
Excuse me. Quite frankly, this had been my life for about 6 years prior to me doing the show the first time. And, I had been traveling back and forth to Southeast Asia, different parts of Southeast Asia for about 6 years. Thailand, Japan, um, Vietnam, Cambodia. And, I had dated a couple of times in Thailand. And then I had a friend, a good friend of mine who lives in California that watched 90 Day Fiance, and I knew nothing about it. And so I was talking to her one day on the phone, and she said, there's this show, about people, who travel overseas to try to find love and all of that or whatever. You should call them. And I was like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, it's for people just like you. I'm like, what? So I didn't pay any mind to it. I was bored one day, flipping through the channels, and up pops Before the 90 Days. And I was like, well, I think that's what, the homie told me about. So I'm watch this. And I started to watch it, and there was a couple, Sean and Abby. I know he was from Springfield, Ohio, which is about 30 minutes from where I'm originally from, Dayton, Ohio. And I want to say she's from Haiti. I don't remember. I think so, but so anyway, so I just started to watch it. I was like, oh, this is the show she was telling me about. And it just happened to be a scene where he was traveling to see her through Dayton International Airport, right? And I was like, wow, that's my airport. This dude I might just try this, you know, and the rest is kind of history.
So, let's talk about this season, you and Hazel. What were your concerns leading up to this 90 days?
Actually, my biggest concern was that my daughter and Hazel would be able to bond. I mean, I had kind of been worrying about that ever since Hazel and I got serious years ago. You know, it was just that was a real worry for me because it's just been myself and my daughter, the whole time. So, with bringing anyone else into the house, my daughter is going to be jealous. She doesn't want anybody around her daddy.
Daddy's
you know,
girl.
so, yeah. So I was worried about that, but I mean, to my delight, when they met, I think everybody's seen it now. It I was just astonished by it. They just took to each other like fish to water. Who knew?
So Hazel introduced some interesting information that she is interested in bringing in a girlfriend to the
Yes.
situation. Was this something that you were kind of aware of before you guys got really serious? And
Well, mhm.
and just sort of how do you feel about that, being that you guys are moving from, just being engaged and dating to now those steps towards marriage?
Hazel is brutally honest. So when we were just like online, chatting online, for the first couple of weeks, she kind of hit me with it. She was like, yo, there's something I need to tell you. And I was like, okay. And she was like, kind of something to the effect of, I need, what if I told you that I like women? And I was like, okay, yeah, I like women too. She's like, no, I mean, like, I like women also. I'm like. And she was like, yeah, like that. It's like, was like, okay, well then I would be really lucky. And so uh as time went on, I knew that she was bisexual, but we never really heavily considered, actually having a second person. But as we got more serious, she started to tell me that she kind of had to stay in the closet in the Philippines, because she comes from a very religious family, and she felt like that she had to suppress who she really was, and so that bothered me. And I was like, yo, I just want you to be yourself. I don't care what anybody thinks of you, what anybody says about you. I love you, so I just want you to be yourself. And I think that was what prompted her to say, I really can be me. And I was like, yeah. And she said, well, my ex basically derided me for this, and it caused problems with them. And I was like, okay, that's cool for him. But my mind tells me I'm going to let you, I want you to be yourself. And also that means, you're going to actually, sort of try having a girlfriend with me. I would be insane. I would be insane to say no. So that's kind of how it all came to fruition.
So for you, I mean, I think for most men that sounds like a dream situation, but this sounds like it's not just in the way most people think of just the physical aspects. This seems like a relationship that she wants to build and make a part of yours. So is this something that you have delved in before? And does that hold any concerns from you as far as, jealousy or closeness or things of that nature? Because it's new.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was a young guy once, you know, and we when I was younger, I was kind of on the rap scene in Southwest Ohio. So, a couple times I dibbled and dabbled in some debauchery.
It is very hip hop. It's very future.
Yeah, and I, socially, I'm a liberal thinking guy, so I'm kind of a live and let live type person, but it isn't just a physical thing for her, it, and I think the misconception and the misnomer, especially about bisexual women in particular, right? That they're just kind of sex crazed, just monsters, they just have to have it, and it's really not that. She is attracted to women like I'm attracted to women, which means everything about women, softness, the spirituality, you know, um, and she says it all the time. She said, Tarik, I love you, but you have hard man hands, right? And and even things down to the how in her mind, not me saying it, but her, how soft a woman's touch is. So it really isn't just. It really has much less to do with sex as it does about self. In my mind, people are born gay. I don't People can say whatever they want. To me, I think people are born gay. People are born bisexual. Even people, who are transgender, you know, they will tell you, I was born in the wrong body, you know. So for us, it isn't, it has very little to do with sex, and it has, you know, everything to do with um Hazel really Hazel really having natural affection for men and women. And that's just that. I do worry, it can be problematic though, because Hazel off camera is a fireball, you know. She really is. And she's not a pushover, and she has rules, and she has itemized rules, and I have to follow these rules. And famously now, I broke one of those rules, which was texting, Minty, who was, our first ex, because of coronavirus, and she had told me not to, and I got pretty well spanked for that. So I'm proceeding with caution.
And what about the conversations that you have with your family surrounding this? Have there been any? And how did you handle that with both of you? Do you feel that they're looking at you in any particular way because of it?
Well, to be honest, I'm sort of the black sheep of my family anyway. I always have been. I'm really, with the exception to what I think, uh, with the exception of my brother Dean, who I'm actually estranged from too because of some bull crap.
Okay.
Uh, Other than him, like I'm the only person who would be basically agnostic. So um, I'm a spiritual person. I do believe in a creator. I just don't believe religion at all, any of So her family's religious, my family's religious, and I haven't really talked to too many people in my family about it, um, just because I don't want that to be added pressure on Hazel. In my mind, they'll find out when they find out. If they're watching the show, you know, even down to my mom, she's proud, like blown back, like what in the, but it is what it is. I just don't want any more pressure on her because there's so much for her to adjust to being in America, being a stepmom, all of this stuff. I'm just trying to shield her, at least for right now, from everyone else's opinion, so she can just be herself, get comfortable, flourish, and then, if the chorus of naysayers come, then they can come. But right now, I'm just kind of, blocking everything from.
Okay. And in wrapping up, if there is one word that you can use to describe this season and the journey that we're going to see you and Hazel go on, what would it be? I think I'm freezing again, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got the question. In a word, um, roller coaster.